Hello there, everyone. This is Dave here. Enjoy, sit back, relax. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of a chat. Enjoy the musings of Team Fortress going on in the background. By all means, feel free. I do not normally do these sorts of videos. I'm fairly bad when it comes to talking about topics, especially off the cuff. But I wanted to do a video talking a little bit about the direction of my channel, where I plan on going with it, along with some of the things that have been going on around me recently. So, if you know me on Steam, or if you've seen some of my videos, you probably know that I have an amazing, unusual hat in Team Fortress, and it is a Searing Flame Soldier Stash. I love that hat. I traded for it way back when trading first was introduced into the game. I've had it for years now. It's just been, it's been so awesome to have it. Unfortunately, the price of that hat keeps escalating, and unfortunately it's made me a target. And I got hacked. I've been dealing with it for years now. People just, the random Steam invites, the people trying to fish my account. Finally one of them got creative enough, he duped me, and, I own up to it. It sucks, but, unless you have unusual hats of that caliber yourself, or even any unusual hats, it's a hard thing to understand, just the kind of crap that you have to go through. It's kind of just like a daily grind of making sure that you're keeping people out of your Steam account that you don't want in there, while still being open to making new friends and forging new relationships through Steam. And that does kind of bring me to my second note, in that filed, the loss of my account, the fact that I got hacked to Steam, they more or less, have gotten on my bad side since this whole ordeal, in that they just show a genuine lack of care. I understand that it's a problem on Steam. They have so many safeguards inside just because this is such a problem. But at the same time, I've been playing Team Fortress here for years. I've supported several community updates. Usually support through the Manco store, especially when new creator content comes out. I've dumped some real world money into this. Like, judge me for that as you will. I enjoy the game. I like it. You support the things that you enjoy. So I had no problem doing that. Unfortunately, the way that Steam handled the whole situation was very nonchalant. I got 3 or 4 computer responses before I actually got to talk to an actual human being. And the human being response in my inbox was essentially, well, we're going to do this one time as a show of goodwill, and we'll return your items, which still haven't been returned to my inventory yet. It's been several days now, even though the email suggested allow several days for it to finally come through and take place. But it's a nerve-wracking thing nonetheless, and so, having Steam's just general nonchalant attitude about it didn't really add to my enthusiasm about continuing in this sort of thing. I still love Team Fortress. It's still a really good game. I don't really care to spend money on it anymore, especially if, we're going to return your items once, and, maybe we'll see if at that, for something like this to happen again. But even at that, it's not the biggest deal in the world, because, I've gone for this long without being hacked. Even with such a nice little prize in my inventory, I've been able to keep them at bay. But that's not really the point. The point is more or less how Steam support has handled this, and how it looks like how they're going to handle it in the future is just not caring at all anymore. Just like, oh, you got hacked, I'm sorry, good luck, see ya. And that would be fine. I understand it, especially if it's like a small indie company. But other companies care way more than Steam. And Steam has made a freaking killing between the Steam market and Steam gaming, and just selling games online and all the additional content that they stuff in there, that they put a dollar price tag on. They could give a little bit more leeway, especially with the way I've always felt about it, is that it's an imaginary line of code. So I don't really see why people care. And please understand that this is not coming from, I lost my items, oh my gosh, everything is ruined. No, this is coming from the fact that, it happened, it sucked, but I'm over it. It's more of a feeling of being violated than anything else. And anybody who's been in a situation similar to what I am right now would completely understand it. If you haven't, then you probably won't. In any case, the long and the short of all this is that Team Fortress, Valve in general, has kind of just lost a little bit of favor with me. I'll probably go back and play these games eventually, just because, I enjoy it, but it comes with a really bitter taste in the mouth right now. So as far as some of the videos that I was planning on doing, revolving around things like Team Fortress and whatnot, probably going to be a little skimp. I still plan on doing things with like Garry's Mod, things like that. And like most of the games that I'll be playing will come through the Steam Hub, just because it's so convenient and easy to use. But enough about that. So as far as the channel is going, I made this channel several years back. It's kind of just like a little thing to fiddle around with. Diddy decided to take it a little bit more seriously. Pump out some content, see where it goes. I'm very interested in hearing back about what people actually want to see on the channel, minus the Team Fortress stuff, of course, as we just got done talking about. We can return to that some point down the road when I stop feeling a little as heated as I am right now about the whole thing. But if you've browsed my channel, you've no doubt noticed that I've got some art projects on there, I've got a little bit of tutorial action going on, I've got other different games going on in there too. So, there's a whole realm of things that I don't have time to go and look up all the time. So, suggestions help. How I'm doing helps. At the end of the day, I want to make something that people want to watch. So, as much as this has been a nice creative outlet for me and allows me to do the things that I want to do, that really doesn't serve its purpose unless I'm also entertaining other people, especially not if I want to do this more often. And I will ask that you bear with me for a little while because I am just now starting to look into getting professional setups for this. It comes with a little bit of wariness because that is an investment that I have to make, and I'm not a PewDiePie, I'm not a CNanners. I don't make a lot of money at this. In fact, I make no money at this. If that comes to a point where it changes, then yes, the content will improve, drastically. But as it stands right now, I gotta be a regular working Joe and, maintain a job outside of all this. So with that said, anyway, there are a couple of things that I do have in the works. One of which will be Dragon Ball Xenoverse coming out. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, we're gonna be streaming it. My friend Broken and I, who you can find in my contacts and one of my subscribers, we will be live streaming on Twitch that game, and I will be doing my best to make content with that game for YouTube. Hosting open fight nights and things like that, and we're going to be playing on Sundays in the afternoon doing live stream. So look forward to that. If you're interested in looking up my stream on Twitch, I've got a link in the comment section down below, down in the information, and if you're looking for Broken, you can also find him. Along with that, I'm looking at starting up a kind of an indie showcase, just finding random indie games, featuring them, showing the content that they have, what they're doing with it, just making random gameplay videos of that, more or less featuring. So if you know an indie game, if you've made an indie game, and you'd like to see me embarrass myself on YouTube playing it, by all means, send me a message. I want to hear feedback about this stuff. I want to know. And while I can't guarantee that I'm always going to have the time or the budget for every project that comes my way, especially if this, for whatever reason, gets popular and, people start watching it and I get inundated with ideas, I'm going to do my best to pick out the best ones and, go with that. But it's a lot of work because it's kind of a one-man show right now. So, we're talking about playing video games, editing videos, recording all the footage, and then posting it to YouTube. And that's a lot of work for one guy. Especially for one guy that's not getting paid for any of it. This is all sheerly out of my heart and just me wanting to express myself at the moment. But if I didn't enjoy it, then I wouldn't be doing it. So you can take solace in that. If you enjoy anything that I've done so far, I'm going to keep trying to do it. So along with this, I'm starting up several other ventures. There's been talk about a podcast dealing with technology and games specifically. So, stay posted on that. I'll let you know how it's going. And I'm also doing my best to get back into the flow of creating my comics and, just doing random stuff with that. I'm going to be designing my own headers for the channel, for the thumbnails. So, I'll be back into the flow of drawing anyway. So, sometimes people enter into a slump with that sort of thing. It lasts for like a few weeks or so. They just don't feel like doing anything. Mine's lasted for about 3 or 4 years. So, I'm sorry about that. I am trying to do better with it. And I plan on trying to get a site once I get enough content for that going, getting a site started so that people can flip through that. If they enjoy it, then hopefully, I'll set up like a Patreon or something and people can donate to that. And that'll be another source of income that I can use to apply towards making even more content for the internet, for, comic books and so on and so forth. And on top of everything else, I'm also trying to learn how to do Adobe Flash Professional. I'm trying to learn InDesign. A little bit behind with all this stuff, but it's always been technology that's been a little bit out of my reach, and I'm not a pirate, so I don't go and steal that stuff. And even if I did, that'd probably be a really bad idea, just because I'd end up with Trojans, and I would be hacked even more than I already have been, which is one time. And so that's where it stands right now. The more support I get from the community, the more feedback I get, the more improvements I'll be able to make. It's a community effort for this right now. So any bit of help that I can get back will help improve my situation, which will help improve your enjoyment overall. And that will bring me to my final point. If you're interested in playing games with me, if you're a YouTuber yourself, and you're kind of in the same boat that I am, trying to expand your horizons, trying to turn this into a venture that you can actually be proud of, then, drop me a line, and we'll see what we can do. I'm interested in all sorts of different games, not just through Steam, not just through, like World of Warcraft, things like that. World of Warcraft is actually kind of piddling out for me again. Not that I've done much with that on this channel to begin with, but I just kind of feel that MMOs and things like that in general don't make very good YouTube content. I mean, a lot of people like to watch them stream and things like that, but there's nothing more boring in the world to me than watching somebody else play an MMORPG. So I'm going to spare the audience that. But mostly anything else is fair game. I'm fairly slapstick, so forgive me if my ideas of content differ a little bit, but I'm down to do the one-off, here and there, playing a serious game for the kicks and just for the entertainment value on it. And unfortunately, my friends through Steam, for the most part, not interested in doing the same sort of thing as far as creating content for YouTube as I am. So a few of them have ideas here and there of some things that they would like to do, but they don't really kind of mesh with my style, if you've noticed what that might be out of me yet. But I'm open. I'm open to new people, and I'm open to making new friends and new contacts, and doing what I can to ensure that the success of all is accounted for, not just one or two. But that's it for me out of today, as more of a rant than anything, and kind of just making an update to let the people who are already a part of my channel know that there's going to be some changes coming down the line, hopefully for the positive. And I want to thank everyone for sticking with me as they are so far, and look forward for new people. If you enjoy this, if you want to see more out of me, go ahead and subscribe. It always helps. Comments and feedback, likes and dislikes, also are very good at informing me as to how I'm doing and what I can do better. So again, thanks for watching. This is Dave. I'll see you out there.